Hello, everybody, and welcome to another surgery. This is Max. Hopefully, you can see me okay. Got some yeses earlier from the early comers, so lovely to see you all today. Good stuff. Okay, so just want to start off because I know there's some new people with us today. I tell you, just give us a quick tech check, just one more time. Just let me know you can hear me okay. See my video in the corner and the screen okay. Let's get some interaction going. Good. Thank you, Simon, Catherine. Good stuff. Carl, Trudy, Michael. See, we are live. This is definitely live. Michael, say, good stuff. Right, guys, I want you to be really engaged today, if possible. I'm going to do my best because what I want to try to do is really hammer home and give you some real value and something off at the end of this call, you're able to go away and have a little go yourself. Okay. So to do that, if I'm asking questions, I want you to be able to engage and give me some feedback and give me some answers because I might be able to do something here for individuals on here as well that you can go and implement in your business. So first off, to everybody new here today, um, we done things a bit differently. So you would have automatically been registered to the Zoom event, and then you would have been sent login details. So if when you log in, you'll see there's a Zoom registration link there. But once you're registered already, you don't need to register again. So you guys should have seen an email telling you about what the event's going to be about regularly, and also got one from Zoom for you to join. I'm not sure if last week's session has been put on the YouTube channel yet, but if it hasn't, I'll chase up Roger and get that put up. But yeah, your YouTube channel access, that's where all replay is going to be there. It hasn't been. Thank you for that, Karen. Love that. See, instant feedback. Absolutely loving that. So I'll chase that and get that put up. And then you'll notice in the Ultimate Business System, that short video we played at the start, like if you were here last week, all of the demonstrations we're going to be doing are on our Ultimate Business System. So we've given you 30 days free access to that for you to test try. We love it. We're going to be using it ongoing. So you've got an option. Hi, Yvette. Thanks for saying hi. So you've got that there as well. So anything you learn, if you want to go away and just literally replicate like for like, you've got the option to do so on that platform. Housekeeping, like before, any questions about members area logins, you can jump into us at support Internet Business School. Or if you want to start your 30-day free trial, there is a link there as well to get started with the Ultimate Business System. Right. Today's session is all about lead magnets. Now, what I want to do today is try not to overcomplicate it, because what a lot of people tend to think is with a lead magnet is it has to be some high value item that has to be gleaming, glistening, pristine, and really eye-catching. The reality is that unless you're trying to sell a high-priced product immediately off the back of a lead magnet, that lead magnet doesn't have to be anything special. Okay, it just needs to be something catchy that's going to grab the details from your prospect. All right. Um, right, let me see if I can move this out of the way. So I'm just going to move the chat up there a bit so I can see here. Perfect. Okay, so little bit of information there about what a lead magnet. A lead magnet is a simple and valuable free resource you offer off your website to visitors in exchange for their contact information, most importantly, their email address. Okay. In layman's terms, think of it as a small gift that helps you capture interest and build a relationship with potential clients. Now, something to think about here, guys, is that when you give them something for free, you don't want to just leave that person then to join a list of yours or a subscriber of yours and then do nothing with that information. Think of a lead magnet almost as like a first step in the relationship. Okay. Like you've given them flowers and now you're going to have to try and take them out to dinner. Okay. Something like that, where you're giving them something free, but you're leading them into something more if you can. All right. Not everyone's going to do something more, but at least you've got that data from them that they might not be ready to buy from you now, but at least you've got that information to nurture them later and get them to buy something from you then. Does that all make sense? Is that clear? Let me get some feedback in the chat, please, if you don't mind. Who's going to be the first one? Thank you, Anthony Hazel. Good stuff. Okay. Now, just out of interest, who out there already is using lead magnets in their business? Let me get some yeses. Catherine, yes. Okay, good stuff. Occasionally, okay. Stephanie, Larry, no. Okay, no worries. That's why we're here today. Good stuff. Right. Justin created one today. Oh, perfect. One on Simon. Right. Now, again, I've put these slides together just for some easy content, um, but we'll be talking about it in any case. So every business needs lead magnets because they're crucial for building an email list. Oh, perfect. Well done, Carl. Yes, written lead magnets and on an optic. Yes, well done. Great stuff. So they're crucial for building your email list, establishing authority, generating quality leads, nurturing relationships. Now, interestingly, not all lead magnets generate you quality leads, if I'm being completely honest. Now, I'll show you, I'll give an example of some lead magnets in a second, some that we have done ourselves. And depending on what the journey is and how clickbaity they are, will depend on how quality those leads are. So, for example, who here saw we ran a campaign with some Facebook ads for something called our job death clock? So, the AI job death clock. So, just out of interest, did anybody see our AI job death clock floating around on Facebook anywhere? Give it a second. No. Okay. Okay. So, we basically ran some ads that were pushing people to a landing page, but the big clickbait thing was all about how long is it before AI takes over your job? Oh, perfect. Yep, Simon, perfect. Yeah. So it was, we then asked a series of questions. We were mainly important. We were most focused on getting people's names and emails. Okay. But we were asking people for their data, asking a series of questions about what their job is, how long they've done it for, um, if they're already using AI in that job, and a series of other questions. That then went into a bit of an algorithm that we built, and then it produced a date to say when their job was going to be taken over by AI. So, depending on what the responses were. So, that at the time was a very clickbaity, you know, very broad, anybody out there who's got a job could find out what that was. Yeah. So what we were finding with that is that we got a huge amount of leads, but the quality of the leads interested in doing something more with learning how to make money online or generate an online business or whatever it was, wasn't great. Whereas something a bit more niche, such as 6 ways to build an online business as an ebook, that would get a certain amount of leads, but we know that those people are interested in building an online business. So you can see the disparity there, or the difference in one of them is really eye-catching, gets a lot of attention, but doesn't necessarily create much business off the back of it. Whereas the other one gets some interest, but the interested people are quality people and interested in what we're trying to do with them. Does that all make sense, guys? Okay. Good stuff. Thank you. Loving this engagement, guys. Really appreciate it. It is odd doing sessions, doing webinars and things. I don't do a lot of these, so I'm used to being able to at least see people's reactions. So I appreciate the feedback as and when. All right. Now, some examples. Internet chocolate required. That's interesting, Stephanie. Um, so, examples of effective lead magnets. There's ebooks or guides, checklists, cheat sheets, templates, webinars or masterclasses, quizzes. Now, ebooks and guides, very good. They can be very broad. They can be, cover a multitude of niches. And the good thing about them, like we're going to do in a minute, and the same with checklists and cheat sheets, they don't have to be complicated, guys. What we're about to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it, is build lead magnets that cost you nothing to make. Okay. And, all being well and good, I'm going to successfully do it with you on the call. So you can go away after this and just use all free resources to quickly and easily put together ebooks, guides, checklists, cheat sheets, templates, whatever it be, in any niche. All right. Now, webinars, masterclasses, and quizzes, they, on the other hand, take more time. All right. And dependent on what you're looking to sell at the end of said said funnel, depends on what sort of lead magnet you want. Okay. So, for example, if you are looking to sell a £1,500 4-day training event, for example, trying to do that off the back of a cheat sheet or checklist is going to be quite difficult. You're going to need the cheat sheet to be first, and then you're going to need some other elements in that funnel, in that customer journey, to get them to the point of being ready to pay you £1,500. All right. Whereas a webinar, you'll be able to promote the webinar itself, which is just a registration page to get people interested. They register. Then you are being able to deliver a 90-minute training of whatever it be, and then make the offer at the end. So you've had 90 minutes with that potential customer to build rapport and everything like that to then get them to buy your product. Whereas ebooks, guides, checklists, and cheat sheets, it's a longer journey. So what you could do is have an ebook that might lead into a phone call, or an ebook or a guide that leads into a next step. So it might be, okay, let me think of something. So you might have, for example, we have got a mini series. I'll show you some examples. In fact, let me show you some examples now. Advice on my books. Okay, so bear me 2 seconds. Let me come out these slides and give you some examples of ones we've made, and then what we'll do is we'll get into it and we'll start building one. Okay, so here are a few examples. So we had a mini series that we built. So this one takes a bit more time. So we had 5 short, I think they're 15 to 20-minute videos, but teaching people about how to build a business online using AI. We built this page to go with it. So it's got 5 different lessons. Now, what we've done here is at the end of the 5th lesson, there's an option to buy a product with us for £1,000, $1,000. Now, we've done that because you've just managed to spend a nice, like an hour's worth of time with us to then make an offer for £1,000. So we've had an hour's worth of time to build rapport, position ourselves, and see if we want to work with you further. And we give an option to book a call with us as well. And this is a free giveaway. All right. So this takes a bit more time, almost falls into the category of webinar, I suppose, or masterclass in that sense. This one is a quiz. So we take people through a journey. They give us their details and we ask them a series. I think it's about 25 questions. And at the end, it generates a report showing them what online business they might be suitable for. And then they can book a call as well. If you've got a book, you can do a book funnel. So you're basically giving away the book for free. Then that, and this is similar to what I'm going to show in a second. And then that can then bring them into another journey through a funnel where you might give them a free pass at an event or an invitation to a webinar, or it might be an opportunity to purchase something low cost like £9. Okay, lots of different options there. And then this one was one we built that was download a copy of the Think Big 6 Ways to Win Online and Build the Life You Love, which is like an online business guide. And what we do is there, once they've downloaded that, we then give them the option to book a phone call, and then we're offering them services over the phone. Okay, so you've got a variety of different lead magnets that we've made there. Now, one thing I want to check is before I get started on the next part of building one of these with you, let me just check that if I'm in here and in here. Okay, someone last week mentioned about how big the font wants to be. So if I zoom in a little bit, let's have a little test. Can you all see this okay? So let me just see, is that big enough for everyone? Anyone need it bigger? Wait for someone to say no. I need it bigger. I need it bigger. Okay, good. Everyone can see this, that font. Okay, right. Now, I'm going to try something. This could fail miserably, but let's try it. Now, who out there has got a existing business? I tell you, let me know your business and the niche it is in. So it might be dog training, jewelry, might be affiliate marketing, might be online business, might be property, it could be gardening, plumbing, something. Just throw some ideas out there and let's see if I can build something for one of you. Okay, let's have a look. So we've got online marketing courses, cleaning services, life coaches, or even if you haven't got a business, throw some ideas at me of things you might want to do. Jewelry, grief specialist. Okay, relationship. Thank you. Okay, got quite a few gaming. Okay, got a lot. Okay, right. Let's see. Right, let's have a little lucky dip then. Quick, get them in quickly, because I'm going to do a lucky dip and see see what I can do. Okay, let's hope this doesn't fall to pot. Okay, right. Okay. Right, let's choose. Oh, let's go. Let's go cleaning services to start with. Right, cleaning services. Now, oh, no, that's not that. Right, cleaning services. Now, step one of what I'm going to do here is go to my preferred um, AI, which is Gemini. Okay. Now, oh, let me share my screen so you can see this, 'cause I think it might have gone share. Right. Can everyone see my screen okay before I get started on this bit? Yep, good stuff. Okay, so I'm in Gemini. Again, free tool. Just my preference. You can do this with any of the AI platforms. I just prefer this one. Now, what I'm going to start with is asking Gemini, hi, can you be a marketing specialist in building lead magnets for all businesses, oof, businesses, please. I want you to come up with 10 lead magnet ideas for my what is it cleaning business that we said? For my where is it gone? Yeah, cleaning business. Yeah, I'm going to assume it is for houses, yeah? This is for just or commercial businesses. I focus on uh um non-commercial. Right. Let's see what he does. God, that typing was terrible. I wasn't paying attention. Residential, perfect. Right. So now then, with what I'm doing here, you can be as creative or you can be as you can expand and elaborate and dive down and do as much as you want. I would just say let AI do most of the heavy lifting. Now remember what I said at the start. These lead magnets that we're looking to create don't have to be perfect. Okay. The reality is, most of the people that are going to be downloading these or getting access to these are never going to read them for some reason. It's just the reality. Or if they do, they're going to have a quick look, see what it's like. But the fact is, we're using this to grab their information, all right, and start the journey. Obviously, the better the lead magnet content is linked to, where you're looking to get them, the better. All right. Now, let's have a look. So it's come up with here are 10 lead magnets, guides and checklists, templates and planners, educational influence. So what we want to do is we want them to be focusing on let's go with linking home organization decluttering guide. A short guide with tips on how to declutter home. All right. Donate, throw away. Right, so let's just go with these. So again, I'm not going to go too deep, but you could. I just want to show the example of how to go forward and build something like this. So you need to, when you're going through this, think about that customer journey. Okay. Think about where you want that customer to what's going to hook that customer in And so in my eyes, I'm thinking, oh, someone might be looking at how to organize and declutter their house. What they really need is a cleaner. So this is going to be the first step into introducing to my services. Okay. Now, again, if you're doing something like this, you might want to offer a voucher or a token or something like that as well to give them a free or like a free first visit. I don't know, something like that. But just for the creative side is what I'm trying to show you today. So what I'm going to do is take this idea, put it back in here. Okay. So, okay. Can you now turn this into an in-depth checklist, please? That is actually let's just checklist, please. Let's go with that first. And then what I like to do, see what it produces, and if I feel like it's enough content, I'll leave it at that. But if I feel like there's going to be okay, so that's not too bad length. I'm going to ask it to elaborate. Please expand each section to go into more depth, please. So this is me just bulking it out, okay? China, good question. So how many pages should an ebook be? It varies a lot, to be fair. So if you want to go, we've got some that are about 50 or 60 pages, some that are 50, 60 pages. And then others can be as short as 2 or 3 pages long. It very much depends on how much information you want to be giving. All right. Right. So let's have a quick look there. Ultimate declutter guide before you begin declutter mindset. Okay. So section 2, section 3. Okay. So that's reasonable. Again, all I'm looking to do here is just grab people's data. All right. And then funnel them through to what we're doing next. Now, what I always find, I'm just going to copy this. Now we're going to go into the design phase. Before we do that, what I like to do now is ask Gemini to create a nice cover for our ebook. Can you now create me a relevant on topic image to be the cover for this, call it an ebook, please. Again, as you can see, my typing skills aren't great and everything's got lots of spelling mistakes in. Right, so let's see what that comes up with. I wanted to do this live on the call with you just to see how quick it can really be. So I apologize if that means having to sit and wait for AI to come up with something. Right, so let's see what it's saying here. Okay, can you add the title onto this image, please, and make it more fun? So what was the title of this book? We were going to go with the All Remote Decluttering Guide. Fun. The title is this. Right, so hopefully now that comes up with a nice image. And then what we're going to do is just take this content and put it together into a usable document, okay? So hopefully this comes up with something good. Let's see what it does. Okay, we can work with that. Again, whilst you're going through this process, you can ask it to create as many images as you like, be as creative as you like, ask it to come up with more titles, different content. Like I say, we're going to download that. And now we're going to go over to the create phase. Now, I like to, as a little cheat, now open up a Google Doc, okay? Now, the reason I do this is that it then helps with the formatting of the content, right? So what we're going to do is go back to here, copy this. There we go, get to there, copy that. I've taken too much, but hey ho. Copy that in here, paste that in here. Now I'm going to highlight everything. Oh, struggling. Almost there, almost there, almost there. Right. I'm going to, you'll see this section here has disappeared, but I'm going to click on that, styles, and then hit normal text. And then I'm going to do it again. Okay, so that removes any built-in formatting that comes across from Gemini. All right. So that is a real shortcut. I do that with pretty much every single document I use. Now, what you're going to do is just do a little bit of formatting, a little bit of formatting in here, get rid of, see that can stay. Section one, actionable steps. Again, I don't want to, I'm trying to give you an example here without boring you with all the editing. But what I'm doing here is basically going through, trying to format it in a way that it's going to be nicely legible when we go across. Now, another free tool. So we've got Gemini, free tool. Google Docs, free tool. Next, Canva. 99% sure this is a free tool to start with. But it can be on, it doesn't have to be on this. It could be anything. But I like to use Canva, and I'm 99% sure you can get free accounts on this as well. So I'm going to hit create. All right. Everyone's still with me, guys. Just let me check, make sure everyone's there. Am I going okay? Not going too fast? Going fast enough? Thank you, Patch. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate that. Thanks, you. Thanks, guys. Right. Now, I'm going to go over an ebook cover. When you're going to create design, there's a whole host of options here. I'm going to go with ebook color cover. Let that come up. Okay, I'm going to first off go to my downloads because that is where my images that he created. Let's bring that in here. So that's now on the page. Going to bring that up to there. I'm going to find a little background color that kind of matches it. Again, I don't want to spend too much time with this, but you get the gist. Or maybe go with that one. You get the gist. I'm going to put our logo on there as well. Uploads. Where are you? There you go. Lots of pictures of Simon there. Let's get rid of those before you see some funny ones. There we go. Right. Put the logo there. So you might bring that further down. Oh, thank you, Simon. Appreciate it. Right. So not the best looking front cover in the world, but I just want to give you an example. You can spend as much or as little time on this as you like. As you know, that let's just change that background. Sorry, let's just change that back to that for now. Okay. Now, next we're going to add a page. And what it's trying to do here is match up a color for me, which is good. So it's a nice background. Now you're going to go back across to Google Doc. You are going to highlight some content here. And I think what we'll do is let's go with this content on the first page. And then we're going to add some text, add text box, load it up here. Now comes I wouldn't say the tricky part, but this is probably the most time consuming part of this whole process is just the formatting and making sure that everything is as you like it. So I'm going to make that bold because that's going to be the title. Make that nice and big. Now, once you're happy with that and it's all aligned, come on, move over. That's a bit glitchy. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. It's got a bit glitchy. Let's give me a second. Right, let's put that in the middle. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is duplicate that page. All right. Now, by duplicating, that means I know that that font and everything stays the same. All right. Then we're going to go back and I'm going to take section 1, the kitchen, the heart of your home. Now, again, what you might want to do with this type of thing is have a read through the content, which is always recommended. And if there's certain language or ways that you speak, you might want to change it to be more like you. But again, just for this example, I'm just trying to get through this design phase. So I might not go through the whole whole design because you can kind of interesting. Good question by Simon. Could you not just ask Gemini, Claude, or other to create a PDF to save manually creating ebooks? Now, yes and no. Some of them let you, some of them don't. Now, with Gemini, I had this discussion with Roger the other day because I raised the same thing with him, and he said you can. Whereas I have found that it doesn't often let you do the design process. But when you're in that, when you're using the AI section or whichever OpenAI you're using to build out that content, by all means have a play and see if it will. Ask it, can you format this into a PDF, generate me the PDF? But what I have found is that it just doesn't tend to let you do that. Okay. Right, let's go back to this. So this is that format that's 12.6. So let's move this to 12.6 as well. Maybe change this to 12.6. I'm just going to do this page and then I'm going to show you the next part of now taking this and hosting it in a place to be able to distribute to people once they download it. Okay. Now then, actionable steps. So again, editing process here. Let's just move some things around. Right, so it's gone over 2 pages. So we're just going to take off number 2. Right, so just for this example, I'm going to stop with that on page 2. So, but again, you go into as much detail with this as you want. The design process, I've designed a lot of our stuff, and it can be a job that's never complete designing something, whether it be sales pages, landing pages, opt-in pages, ebooks, whatever it be. Sometimes a never-ending task. So what we're going to do is just stop there. Now, that's what I'm most, Hugh, perfect. Well, let's get onto that now. So you've got your ebook designed, all right? You're now going to, let's move some things out of the way. Next, over there, download your ebook. I want it in PDF download. Right. Open that so I know where it is. Now I'm going to go over to our ultimate business system for this next part. Now, if you're using our business system or if you're using a different platform, what you want to do is take the PDF that you've just downloaded via Canva, all right? You're going to go into media storage. Then you're going to upload that media into here. Let me move that away. This chat window is chasing me around. Downloads. Right, and you can see it is set there. So now we're going to open that. And there it is, set there. Now, whilst it's here, you can either download it again, not that you need to, or you push these buttons and you say get link. All right. Now, when you distribute that link, they will be taken to here. And this is where the book is. All right. And once they're at this link, they can hit download and it's there as well. All right. Now, one of the perks of having it hosted in your CRM like this is that if for any reason you no longer wish for people to have that, you can delete it or change the URL, and then people who already have it won't be able to get it anymore. All right. So it's a bit of a safety feature having it in here instead of just distributing that the PDF itself. All right. Now, going back to last week's session, everyone still following on along? Is that okay? Everyone with me? Just checking again. Sorry, guys. Just want to make sure everyone's still on board. Yes. Thank you very much, guys. Love this. Okay, now, so you've got your PDF, your ebook, your cheat sheet, whatever it is, hosted inside your media storage. Now, last week, Vish would have shown you how to create an opt-in. So just to carry on with this, let's just assume that his page was about giving away this ebook that we have just created. So he created a form, didn't he? So he's got this page. Was anyone on the call not here last week, just out of interest? Was anyone not with us not here? Okay. So guys, once the replay is made available, basically Vish walked you through how to create an opt-in page. All right. Because what you want to do with lead magnets is have something like this where you've got some information about what the ebook or the product is. All right. And then some sort of form for exchange for the item. So ask for their first name, last name, doesn't have to be phone, email, and then you can click here to get whatever the thing is. Okay, so last week he built one based around an ebook that we've had from the past. All right, but what we're going to do is change things. So you can either, where can I find YouTube link? Faith, the YouTube link, I'll show it at the end, but it's in the your members area, your training area that we would have sent you when you first signed up, and there's a YouTube link there. All right. Now, where can I find you? Faith, bear with me. I'm just going to cover this. Oh, you said okay. Perfect. Thank you. So, what you can do is when you're building the form to go onto your landing page, sales page, whatever it is for your lead magnet, you can do things two ways. Either once they have, this was the one he built, once they have given you the details on the form, you can give them that download link immediately. All right. So in here, there should be settings. So perfect. So at the moment, the one Vish built last week is designed, let me just make it smaller, to enter their details, and then you'll get a thank you for completing this form, right? Now, what you can do in here is change this to say, thank you for taking the time to complete this form. Here is your, whatever it was, cleaning download link, download PDF, enjoy. And then in here, you can get your link and put that in. Oh, we've gone back over here. Back in here. There we go. So you can either make it like that, or it should let me make it a bit tinier. That's the URL. Or you should be able to go click here. And I should be able to turn that into a link. There we go. So it's a bit cleaner. So now, when they complete that form, they enter details, click the button, they'll then get taken through to this, where they will see this message. In fact, let's have a little preview. And then once you complete the details, it'll take you through to that thank you page where you can give the details. Simon, good point. And that is why I'm going to take you to option number 2, distributing your lead magnet. So Simon raised a good point, is that when you're giving people the lead magnets immediately, it can cause them to give you fake details, like a fake email address. All right. So the other way to avoid this, which is a tad more complicated, but we're also going to cover this in more depth next week, I believe, with Vish, is you build a simple automation. All right. Because this will guarantee that if people give you the right email address, we will then send them their lead magnet by email. So they have to give you the right email address. Okay. So on that thank you page for the form, it could say, thank you very much for giving us your details. An email is on its way to you. Sorry, thank you for giving us your details. An email is on its way to you now with your download. Okay. So what you can do is come into automations. You can create a workflow. We're just going to start from scratch. All right. Now, what we're going to do is this is being linked to a form. Let me move the chat window again. Just out of interest, how many of you are using automations and workflows in your business at the moment for either tagging people, giving people access to things? Just out of interest, who's giving some yeses and nos? No judgment. No, okay, good stuff. A real mix. Okay, that's good because I really recommend using them because it helps as you build a list. You can do lots of different things. So what I would do in this scenario is probably have a few different things built into this workflow. The first one, the first step would be when they download, complete the form, I'm going to send them an email with the download link in. But then what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to tag them, which is basically assign like a label to that contact. So I know that that person has downloaded or come via that form. All right. So moving forward, if I ever want to see, oh, how many people have downloaded that PDF from that form, I can say, bring me in within here, within our business, and I can go into contacts and say, show me everybody that has completed that form. So I know those people were interested in cleaning, and then I can use that list of people to contact them again about follow-up services. I might also want to have it that once they complete that form, they're sent the email, but then 2 days later, I want to send them an email saying, "Hi, how have you found the cleaning document? Are you using cleaning your house?" And things like that. Okay, so then you might think, okay, well, let me see if they've opened that email. And that can go on and on and on. And you might try and do it that there's a step in there where they might want to book a call with you. There's a step in there where you're offering 30% discount on their first clean. So, and you can have that built in so you don't have to keep going in and doing things one at a time. You can have it set so there's lots of different ways to build, lots of ways to contact that person autonomously without you having to do it over and over again. So next week, I think Vish is going to cover that next week as well. But for this instance, they've completed a form. So let's quickly build and show you how we can do the delivery of the item using a workflow or automation. So let me have a quick look in here. So they have, how do you target by location? So I'm just going to show this and then I'll come to some questions in a minute. So we are looking for, they've submitted a form and then we're going to add a filter. That form is the Vish test form. Okay, save trigger. So anybody now that completes that form comes in here. Then we're going to add email. So we want to send them an email. All right. And you can change all this. So let's do it from me, from name, my email address, subject, your download, templates, lots of templates. In fact, I won't use one of our templates for now. And then you just have a message in here that says, "Hi, thank you for completing our form and securing your cleaning download." You can give as much or as little information in here as you choose. And then we are going to do the same as before. Come in here. Come on. Grab that. Come back in here. And then you can just do a click here for your download. And then add a link in there. And there we go. Oh, action. Same window. Okay, save action. So now, also what I like to do is put a little wait condition on the end of that as well. Just in case you choose, let's do 3-day wait. Because then what this means now, so they complete the form and they come into that there. Okay, that means that that's going to cause everybody that completes that form on that sales page to come into this workflow. As soon as they come in, they're going to be sent their email with their download link. And then as soon as that's sent, then they're going to sit here and wait here for 3 days. Now, my reason for asking them to wait there for 3 days is it gives me time to think, actually, this is working. What do I want to do next with these people? So you might want to set this for 10 days, whatever. You can set it to whatever timeline you want. You might not want it to have a told at all. But what I like to do is give me basically some wiggle room that once they hit this wait section, I've got 3 days now to go, oh, I've got 50 people who have gone through this form. What do I want to do with them next? I know. Let me now send them an email that is about, here's your 25% off first clean. Something like that. Does that make sense? And then you might add another weight. Okay. And you can always change this weight to be something else. So a time delay, you might change it to be a set time, a set hour on a set day. All right. There's lots of flexibility here, but I don't want to go too much into workflows and automations during this session. But that's essentially the two ways you can send it. I would recommend doing it this way with an email through a workflow, just because it gives you guaranteed that their email is correct. Well, I say guarantees. It will make them feel like they're going to put their email in correct. And then also add a weight as well and do more with them afterwards. Okay. So that's the journey. I hope that was helpful. We're going to do some questions now, but was that okay, everybody? Does that all make sense? Everyone feel like they can go and build their own lead magnets and have a play with that? Yeah, does that, okay, good. Yep. Good stuff, good stuff. Brilliant. Thank you, guys. Okay. Right. Now, anybody got any questions about this at all? Anybody got any questions? Hopefully I can answer them, but we'll see. I'll try and be honest and pretend that if there's any awkward questions, I'll just, ignore them. So let me know if you've got any questions, guys. Okay, as long as it's still Carl Crocker stats is opt-in and lead magnet still works. Carl, just elaborate on that a bit more for me. Stats is opt-in and lead magnet still works. Can you answer that? I was going to create an online call time with 3 minutes. Instead, I now want to put my experience into a chatbot. What would you recommend? How to target by location. Oh, so Yvette, how to target by location. So that's more to do with if you can use this on two things. So if you want to run ads to a lead magnet, then you have a lot more control over what areas and what locations are seeing your ads. Because if with Facebook ads, for example, you can really dial down and run ads to a specific niche, specific location, age groups, all sorts of stuff. So you've got a lot more control over that. The other thing as well is if you're doing something more organic, you might find that people following you are in your area, so they might be more willing to see it. So unless you're going to be doing paid ads, it can be quite tricky to get real location specific. I'm pretty sure, I know it's only in the US. So yeah, so I hope that helps you, Vet. Your plan is built. Simon, yes, that is correct. It is our own branded version of it with a wraparound support. So our Ultimate Business System basically comes with 7-day onboarding, 24/7 live support chat. We also give you 3 one-on-one sessions as well. So we can try to help you really get to grips with the platform as well. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to go, where was I? Oh, hold on. Where's you gone, Anthony? Do ebooks do better than video? You know what? From our own experience, I would say that which of those converted better? That's a good question. It depends what the end goal is, because to do a like for like test, and also what the funnel looks like. If you've got an ebook, you can push an ebook out there and it's quicker to do, and it probably starts more people off on their journey. All right. But it will take you longer with an ebook to potentially get that person to buy something high product. Like you're really going to need to get on the phone with someone that's downloading an ebook. But even then, it's going to take them, you need that phone call to basically nurture them and get them to a point ready to trust, know, like you, and buy from you. All right. With a video can do that quicker. All right. So it takes a lot of testing. We've done both. We've had ebooks that lead to a phone call, which converted quite well. And we've also had the mini series again, which was a much more hands-off approach because there was no need for a phone call, and webinars that just lead to a sale. All right. So it's a matter of testing. Can we use, I don't know, to create a lead max as well? Gamma and Notebook app. Quite Millie, quite possibly. It's about using whatever you're comfortable with. I chose Gemini and Canva just because they're things I use, and I know for a fact that they're free and quite straightforward and accessible to everyone. So, play around with what you're comfortable with. So you might already have platforms that you're paying for even that then produce things quicker. Um, let's have a look. I mean, do people fill in opt-ins and get lead magnets for their emails? This is still valid today. So, Cole, Cole, are you asking? Let me just make sure I've got this right. Do people fill out opt-ins to get a lead magnet for their emails? Yeah. So what I think I've answered the question correctly. That's what we were doing today. We were creating a lead magnet to capture people's email addresses, essentially. Now, if your end goal is to get people on the phone, you need to put more emphasis on the need for them to give you their phone number. But on the other hand, in the funnel, you might say, here's the ebook, just give me your email. But then on the product you're on the lead magnet you're giving them, you might have a follow-up sequence that's about a call booking for them to book. So at that point, they're going to give you their phone number in any case. All right. Not sure I have access to UBS platform. Um, is the business system separate from the business school? Yes, you bet. So our ultimate business system is different to our internet business school. Okay. The internet business school is the training part of the business and it's the core business. The ultimate business system is this platform that I've been demonstrating the workflows and automations, and this is what we are using, and this is what we're going to be using to show and demonstrate everything that we do in these sessions. All right. So we've got a 30-day, what's the typical stat? We've got a 30-day free trial on this platform at the moment. So you go through the full onboarding, no risk. And then at least you're able to follow along as we do it and rewatch the recordings. Julia, yes, there will be a recording of this session and last week's. We'll be putting it on our YouTube channel, which will have a link in your members area for the Ultimate Business System. What's the typical stats on this? How many people actually download lead magnets is what I'm asking. Oh, Cole, loads of people. Well, it depends. If you want to throw some money at it, you'll find you get a lot of people downloading lead magnets. It's still very popular. Also, on a more organic, low cost side, if you've got a website, for example, or a store or anything online as part of your business, think how many people may come across your page, your pages, sites, whatever, organically, look at stuff, leave. And you're none the wiser of who they are, why they didn't buy, or anything like that. Whereas if I'm like we just done with that example for cleaning, if I'm online and I stumble across someone's cleaning page and I'm thinking about it and I'm looking at their site and then I see, oh, I can get a cleaning guide for free. I'll go on and I'll have that. It's a flippant care, like spare at a moment. I'm going to give you my details. I don't mind. I'll have that. I'll take a look at it. You now know I've been on your site. You now know I've got an interest in cleaning. Okay. And that goes across anything, even just trying to think of it like property. I could go on a property website. I could go into an e-com store that sells jewelry. whilst I'm on there, and if there's nothing there for me to get for free to give you the details of, you've got no way of knowing who I am and that I'm interested. All right. And again, I may not be ready to buy right then, but give it a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, however long, I might be ready then. But the fact is, I'm going to be seeing you pop up on my inbox with different emails about updates, discounts, promotions. It makes you might just be sending me content once a week, just making me aware of what you do and what you've got going on. And eventually, when I'm ready, who's going to be the first company that comes to mind? Yours, because you're the one that I see most regularly. Okay. Hope that makes sense, Carl. Which is the best way to run ads for a lead magnet? In my opinion, we have we have mainly focused on Facebook and Instagram. That's the ones that we've mainly focused on. I don't believe we have done many TikTok ads. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't want to mislead you and say that there's one standout better for, in my opinion. It's just our go-to is Facebook and Instagram. All right, Simon, I don't want to lie to you or fuzz the truth. And what about for B2B? Ongoing, it says asking guess. B2B can be the same thing. I think for us, I'll still go and sign up to go and visit other people's pages and still get like opt in for their things. And if you're selling to other businesses, a lot of time you're going to need them to get on the phone. Okay. So, um, right, thank you. Is that with static images rather than video? We'll do both. For the ads themselves, sometimes we'll do tests, Simon. Simon's question, sorry to everyone, was what works better, static images or video when running ads for lead magnets? To be honest with you, on Facebook, there's three different ways, I believe. Is it three? You can either do an ad to an image. So you might have a static ad for your lead magnet with something catchy on it that then they can click, go to the sales page and opt in that way. You can also do a video to do the same thing, but you can also do lead forms on Facebook where on the actual ad itself, they give you the details and then you send them the and the lead forms are always the cheapest cost per lead, if I remember rightly, when we were doing them. So yeah, different ways there, Simon. All right. Any more questions, guys? Any more questions? Get them in now. Cannot find it. I don't think I have full access. Spoke to Vish. You're supposed to connect with me. So okay, Anthony. Right, I cannot find membership. Bear with me. Let me see if I can sort this out whilst I'm on the call with you, Anthony. Bear with me. Because I should be able to send you a login link. And creating a business page for Facebook. Good to know, Julia. That's something that we can look at covering with you. Right. Hold on 1 second. Where are you, Anthony? Right. I'm just sending this to you. If you go to that link, there's login at the top. What you can do is go there, try logging in, and then it might be able to let you reset your details. So you should have details up there. Okay. If not, if you're having trouble with that, do us a favor and just contact our support desk as well, because there'll be a support at internetbusinessschool.co.uk. All right. And the team will be able to pick it up in a ticket and make sure. So I'm just going to quickly scroll back. Any training on creating Facebook? I want to find membership. Are the replay available? No, Maram, the replays aren't ready yet, but they will be. I'm going to chase Roger on the last week's one because I thought that was going to be up already. But yeah, hopefully in the next few days. Tabitha, I'm unable to find membership. So Tabitha, can you let me think where that's going to be. That will be. Oh, bear with me a second. Let me see if I can hunt this down. Tabitha, do me a favor. Again, any questions about login details and things like that, If you don't mind just emailing support. In fact, let me just drop the support in here. Give me a second. It'll make life easier. Support at Internet Business School. Where are you? Support at Internet Business School. I always forget whether it's .co.uk or .com to everyone. So, da, 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 da. Bear a second. Let me just get our support email and I'll drop it in the link. So if anybody, any questions about login details and things like that, just drop us a message. Um, Hold on a sec, guys. Thanks for your patience whilst I quickly dig out this email address. I want to make sure I get you the right one. Um, ooh, laptop's going a bit overdrive. I can feel it. Right, here we go. Okay, right. Any questions about login details, etc., just drop us a message there. Then they can all be in one place because at the moment your messages are a bit they're getting jumped around. So, if there aren't any more questions, guys, for about Echo, I found that I had two Zoom windows. Ah, good. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. So, I had two Zoom windows. Brilliant. Wasn't my fault. Woo! Good stuff. Oh, Cole, our chatbots. Where's our chatbot question? Hold on, let me dig it out. Chatbots. Last question, okay, guys. So, chatbots, can you answer this later? I was going to create online courses as a high ticket product. Now, like you showed, they will be free in mini course within the sales funnel. Okay. Instead, I want to put my expertise into an AI chatbot. What platforms would you use? You can build chatbots on our Ultimate Business System. Inside in that business Ultimate Business System platform, you can build AI agents within there. So you can build out AI chatbots, AI receptionists. It's all in there. Okay. We will be doing sessions on that as well, but what we wanted to do is just start off with, some of the fundamentals of ways that you can get leads coming in, and then we'll be talking about building automations, chatbots, and nurturing all sorts of things in the coming weeks. All right. So I hope this has been a good session, guys. Around 6 minutes over. Thank you so much for coming. The numbers stayed up good this week. We're going to continue to give you free, valuable content every single week. If you're not on Ultimate Business System platform, I'm going to give it a quick plug. If you're not on it already, start your 30-day free trial. Get going because then at least you can use. If you're using other platforms at the moment, I guarantee you everything you're doing on those platforms, you can do inside Ultimate Business Systems for a fraction of the cost. It does everything. Does everything. All right. So that's my plug for Ultimate Business System. And I believe Vish will be your host next week, and it will be myself or Roger the following. So all the best. Have a great Wednesday. Thanks for coming, and I will speak to you all very soon. Thanks, guys. Have a great afternoon.